Hello, beautiful soul. I wanted to share a download I recently got. Well, part of it is something I've been through, but what I wanted to explain and express was maybe like a couple of years ago. I started operating heavily when it comes to energy, and my gut or my instincts. So for those of you that pray to your higher self, talk to your higher self, talk to your guide, just seek guidance on this human experience you're having. You receive wisdom, and sometimes you may not know why. You just receive these nudges and this call to move a certain kind of way. And sometimes when you're moving a certain kind of way, it would cause people to feel offended or to just disconnect from you because you are probably triggering something within them, and your new download or your new message, whatever you're feeling called a way to move, however you're feeling called to move forward in union with people, it can offend them. And even though it's not intentional. So before I move forward, this is for those that smoke marijuana, smoke trees, do any recreational drug. And I am not to judge because this is my experience. Whether it's for relaxation, ritual purposes, or some people are so codependent on it where they need it for every day. It's an everyday medicine. So we're going to call it medicine. So for those of us that use medicine trees every day, or even occasionally in celebratory moments, or however, many years ago, maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 years ago, I honestly started working with energy. I started to have conversations around my family and my friends, and I would mention energy. And although most of what I know, this is me remembering who I am, and most of the things that I've learned is me like damn, where did that come from? That's how she moves. So it's just like information finding me, information coming to me. So I started moving with energy, and I started trusting, feeling like everything has energy. And I mean everything, from my hair to the cup on the table to, not just living things, but particles, objects. Everything has energy. So I believe that to the core of me, because we are energy. And I like to keep parts of information that I find and see how does that correlate to like my existence. So for example, if someone come around you with very negative or heightened energy that doesn't sit well with you or make you feel uncomfortable, you can feel that. And then when you go off to yourself and you're sitting quietly and peacefully and you just calming yourself and you're trying to focus on your breathing, or and you find a sense of peace, you realize that every time I come in contact with certain people, I leave feeling heaviness or feeling the weight of the world, or you just feeling the energy is left lingering on you from someone else. Now, where I'm going is, when I used to smoke heavily, I mean often, and it would, again, it would be for relaxation, or sometimes I would smoke and I will receive all these downloads about what's next, what I need to be working on, what I need to be doing, what craft I need to be thinking about, or I would even receive wisdom and downloads like that. To some people, it will freak them out about other people. So it was beginning to be a little too sensitive to me, and I would feel like I can hear people's thoughts. Now, okay, wait, because I'm starting to share too much, but honestly, I would feel like I can hear what someone is thinking if I smoke with them, and that would scare the shit out of me. It would scare me because it would be so, how do I explain this? I felt like spirit was using me, like the divine was using me when I smoke marijuana medicine, especially when I smoke with other energies, because I am so divinely protected. I would smoke with people. I started feeling like I am knowing what you are thinking, and that would scare me. So the circles will be as so small as, I would smoke with my sister. I could be around my first cousins. I could be around like close knitted girlfriends. And so I started, like, even my mom, I started saying, hey mom, yeah, I don't smoke with people. I started like testing that out around my very intermediate family, and they can vouch that I started not smoking with people. And I started actually saying, yeah, I don't smoke behind no one. I don't smoke with anyone. And before I can articulate why I don't smoke with people, because in the thickness of the Black culture that I am literally raised in and come from, you hearing things in your head doesn't come off as enlightenment, and it doesn't come off as a wise soul. It can come off very you're crazy, you're psycho, you're loony, delulu, all these terms. And I can't honestly say that I was afraid of being called that, because I have really thick skin. So I can't honestly say that was my thought, but I kind of knew people didn't understand. And just to say this is something that I think me and my brother had in common. But I'm gonna calm down because I got something else. This is something else. But I didn't think people could understand, I just used to be like, everything holds energy. Because let's be real, if you're somewhere and someone is rolling the blunt, and in the Southern Black culture, most times that weed is either it's being grinded up, it's out. Sometimes it might be in your hand. In our culture, we can have the blunt and the weed in the same hand and rolling it like. So that's that. So I would be meditating, I would be asking, my higher self, I would be asking the divine, I would be asking God. I'm like, God, like, reveal to me ways that I can be of service to you. Reveal to me my strengths. Like, why did you create me? Why did you bring me here to earth? Because, just another note, I know for a fact I've been here before. Not because I remember, because, like, before you even think about remembering, you can feel it. It's just certain things that other people don't know. It's things you feel the capacity you have to hold space for people, or so to be so understanding, to be an empath. It's just certain things that it's in your gut, and you just know, and you don't know how you know, you don't know why you know. Like, that is the part of the remembering. So again, energy. I started explaining to my mom. She can vouch for me. My sisters, one of my sisters that have transitioned, if you watch a video, you will see I talk about that. But I started telling them that I just kept saying, y'all, energy is so real. Like, you know, people can leave energy in your home, inside your car, like on your skin, on your body, especially when a person is so far disconnected from who you are and what you work hard to do. So if you are someone who are such an empath, and you have a genuine spirit and a genuine connection, and you go home and everything, you walking through the store and you genuinely want world peace and you wish everybody well, somebody cut you off, you might be like, damn, rude. But at the end of the day, you don't wish bad on nobody. You don't have any ill intent. You are pure to the core of you. If you're watching this, you most likely know exactly what I mean. So energy is real. This is before I knew more about it. And if you don't believe me, go down a rabbit hole on YouTube about energy. And all of this would make even more sense. But I'm not here to explain in detail about energy. I'm just here to share how spirit and how God has been working through me. And I didn't even know, like I knew that I was evolving and changing, but it's starting to, like, a lot of things have started to make sense. So I would tell my parents, I would tell everybody, you know, hey, I don't smoke. So like I would go around my uncle. Like, my uncle, he would be like, yeah, you don't smoke with nobody. They're right here. Roll your own blunt. You know, roll your own blunt. Purposefully carry my own. It even got to a point where the energy was so heavy that I stopped. I have, so many people know that I can like go cold turkey. I will go cold turkey, especially if I feel like marijuana is causing me to have emotions and thoughts that I know that aren't mine. And so whether you're going to get your medicine, your weed from someone who sells it and they provides it, like your drug dealer, or you're going to get it from your kinfolk, whoever you're going to get it from, there's energy on the weed. And this isn't about weed specifically. This is just an example to show how I began it. I first start telling people that I felt like I was hearing people's thoughts, and I'm willing to bet my life on it that I can hear people's thoughts. That is another story. But this is where I started to have awareness as to, wait, I'm smoking with this person. Why am I thinking that? Why am I hearing, like I'm hearing? And some of the things that I'm hearing are not healthy. They're not good. I can hear how someone feel about themselves. I can hear what someone thinking about themselves. I can hear what someone thinking about me, what they want to do to me, how they like some of it is not sick or dangerous, but most of it isn't healthy. All of it isn't healthy. So I stopped completely. I stopped for a long time where I wasn't smoking behind no one. If I smoked behind with someone, it would be my lover, and occasionally it would be my sister. And even then, that came to an end. And I would just smoke by myself completely. Of course, I would still smoke for my lover, because in my brain, I felt as if I'm kissing you in the mouth and I lay in the bed with you, then there's no difference, because we consume each other energy and we're vibrating from the same frequency. After I stopped smoking with people because I felt energy, because I indeed heard voices, I started smoking by myself. This past Thanksgiving, I had some weed, and I hadn't smoked maybe since August, and it's November. So I haven't smoked since August, because I did a lot of fasting, and this is probably why the channel became. So I thought, hey, it's Thanksgiving. There's a lot of gluttony going on. Let me smoke. Now, without saying where the weed came from, it didn't come from any family member, but it came from someone that I had weed before. And I smoked. And I'm like, you can decipher what a strand is, and you can decipher if it's energy on it, because it's some very depressing energy that's on this weed. And I wasn't thinking it, I was just feeling it. And the weed that I had got in August was from my uncle. And I was not having any of those emotions, any of those thoughts. I was very productive. It had been a minute. Needless to say, energy is real. Energy is so real. So you have to be very conscientious about not only the things you share, whether it's a jacket, a hat, a clothing, but smoking with someone. If you can't do anything else, if you're watching this video and there's anything that you can take away from this video, what I would do is, and if you are a smoker, a chiefer, whatever, you like your medicine, I love that for you. Try smoking by yourself. Try it. Try smoking by yourself wherever you get your weed. I hope it doesn't go through 5-6 hands. I hope it ain't at homeboy house where he got his other homeboy doing a sack separate. However, I hope you're getting authentic, organic strands that help you thrive, help you prosper. And remember to do things in moderation, because too much of anything can be detrimental to not only to your human body but your soul. But this might help someone, because it has been on my mind, because I have some weed and I don't have any intentions on rolling that weed, because I just feel like whatever hands that been on it was in a very dark place, because I can just feel it, and my antennas are standing on top of my head. They're wide open. I am in a very becoming stage in my life, and I am learning so much, and the wisdom is coming in hot and strong, and I am learning who I am. I am becoming who I am, and this message is, it can help someone. If you are a chiefer, if you like to roll up smoke, I hope your weed doesn't touch a lot of hands. If anything, get it from a dispensary. I appreciate those. But in the event that you do get some weed, try smoking by yourself and try to compare all the emotional chatter or the mental chatter that you may have going on in your head to what happens when you smoke with your cousins or your kinfolk, whatever. And if for any reason you notice a difference, that is energy. And that is just something that happened in the beginning of my spiritual awakening, where I started getting awakened about, like, and that goes hand in hand with like who you let touch your body. If that person's soul isn't in alignment with yours and they on a whole different frequency, then when you connect with them, you lose things and you get into things and that you not normally would get into. That is why. But you can start with small changes. You can start with small changes, such as being conscientious about who you let put their mouth on the blunt, because every last one of us have challenges, and we all think differently, and we're all born under different circumstances and raised within different ways of living, and you just never really know where someone is. So when I smoke with other people, that's when my energy is even more sensitive. That's when my intuition and my intuitive senses are like spider senses, because like you just touch me. And that is part of the reason that I have been in extreme solitude, because I am very, my clairs, they're growing. I'm evolving, and I'm realizing that God put me in a space of being in solitude because how sensitive it would make me. And I don't want to run from this gift. I'm very grateful for it. It is not only new to this human experience, but it's new to my family and my friends. And some of them may already knew this or saw it in me, and some of them may not never really support it. I don't really care. I just had this conversation with my daughter about this is your life and you matter. So I have to take my own advice, and this is my life and I matter. And if I am here to show people how to remember and to teach people how to remember and to express my experiences, and I'm getting a little emotional, but I'm trying to hold it together because all of this is like new territory for Gabby. My soul has definitely been here before, has walked this life before, has done these things before, but for Gabby, this is new. And one of the things, just to wrap it up, one of the things that I started knowing and started learning about myself is that energy is real. And energy is so real that if you trust it, it'll lead you. If you are going within and you have so much peace within when you by yourself, when you come around someone and you trust what you see and you don't just assume you crazy, you trust your gut. That don't mean judge. That mean stand firm in who you are. Follow through with what you came to follow through with. Be an observer and go home and remember, okay, I can't do this anymore. I can't operate this way. I can't show up this way anymore. I have to move differently because this doesn't make me feel right. And own that. And that is you listening to your soul. That is you trusting who you are, trusting yourself, trusting your gut. That is you being in alignment with the highest version of yourself. If you have any questions, if I said anything that resonates with your soul, that hits you in the gut, whether you were on either sides of the story, I don't care. The fact that you're watching this, it means that you're here. We're connected. Like, we are on the same soul frequency, and there's more that I may have for you that you know you can use, and perhaps it's something that I can use. So please comment it, share it with me, like my videos. This is my first time mentioning this because I realize how else are that people are going to get it. Like it, share it, and come back for more. Go watch the other videos. I'm going to do a lot of repeating because maybe I need to, but I love you. I'm so grateful you watched this entire video. I hope you got the message. I hope you don't feel offended because I love you. No matter what you think, I love you. And I'm grateful for you. And you matter. Have a beautiful day.